Over the years, the science behind birth control has advanced and multiplied in many options. There are now several choices between some that are more to less invasive. Currently, the most popular choice is the birth control pill. Where did these choices come from, though? Back before the pill, women had very few options for birth control, a main one being sterilization after giving birth. One woman wanted to give women a convenient and easier option. Her name was Margaret Sanger. During the mid-1950s, Margaret was working with fellow scientists John Rock and Gregory Pincus to find an easy birth control solution. They held trials in the lab with rats and rabbits that were showing success. The only thing they needed now was human participants to get FDA approval. Gregory had visited Puerto Rico and decided it was the perfect place to run these human trials. They found the island to be a good testing ground for a few reasons. One, it was an island, which made it easy to monitor the people they were testing on. And two, the people there were poor and already introduced to other forms of birth control like sterilization. When they started, they informed the participants that it was a birth control pill, but left out that this was an experimental clinical trial and they were unsure of any side effects. They were also using a higher dose than most modern day birth controls. This was causing some side effects to the participants. An article by the American Experience wrote that their findings were showing, quote, 17% of the women in the study complained of nausea, dizziness, headaches, stomach pain, and vomiting, end quote. Yet, quote, they believed that many of the complaints were psychosomatic, end quote, or, quote, that problems such as bloating and nausea were minor compared to the contraceptive benefits of the drugs, end quote. It is easy to look back on this study and see what went wrong, but in the 1950s, the laws for human studies were not as thorough as they are now. We now have more regulations and systems in place to ensure studies are being done in an ethical manner. During the study, many women stopped taking the pill because of the reactions they were having. 3 women who were taking the pill died, but according to an article by Teresa Vargas in the Washington Post, quote, no autopsies were conducted, and so it remains unclear if their deaths were linked to the drug, end quote. If this study were to be done today, a few changes can be made to make this a more ethical study. One main change would be informed consent to any participants. A main issue here was that the women signing up were not informed of being part of a trial and were not aware of any side effects. They also got lucky that the drug was working properly and did not cause multiple unwanted pregnancies. Another change would be switching the testing pool. Margaret Sanger was pro-birth control but also believed in eugenics. This was a major reason for her push on finding an easy access option to birth control. The right to choose should be free to all women, but not at a cost of a few.